Today we've got one objective. Take my wild Mustang and my 3-year-old Mule up into the mountains to pack out a bull elk. Jason harvested a bull with his muzzleloader yesterday, and while we packed out part of the meat, we've still got 4 quarters cooling about 7.5 miles in and 2,600 feet up, one way. It's going to be a long, steep day, and honestly, I'm not sure how it'll go. This will be Josey and Rooster's first real-world experience packing. And since they've never packed meat before, it'll be a big learning day. Packing meat can make a lot of equines nervous, so we're going to take it slow and set them up for success. Now, we know not everyone lives this lifestyle, so we'll keep the hunting portion on our other channel. Here we'll be focusing on the mules, the Mustang, and the pack out itself. We try to be respectful of different perspectives, but we're passionate about self-reliance and harvesting our own meat. It's a big part of why we got mules in the first place, to use them to pack in and out of the mountains. Today we've actually got a mission up in the mountains. Jason got his bull elk yesterday, and so we're gonna ride Clyde and Reata, and we're gonna take Rooster and Josey to help us pack meat, hopefully if all goes well. Worst case, we can switch around some gear and Clyde can pack out the elk and we'll just lead him out and walk back. So we've got about 7 miles to ride up there, about 7 miles to ride back. We've got the elk already quartered and hanging up in a tree. And so hopefully today we can just ride up there, load it up, ride back out, and all will go well. It was supposed to quit raining around 9 o'clock, and it's definitely looking like it might still rain, so we're hoping we don't get dumped on, but we'll see how it goes. This will be Rooster and Josey's first actual mountain mission. They've got an actual packing job to do, so we'll see how they do. Everyone rode in the brand new trailer. Rooster did really good loading up in it. It's a lot different than our other ones, so it's already off to a good start. So hopefully everything goes well. Everyone's a little bit amped. It's kind of stormy and this is not their normal routine, so they're like, what are we doing? But Clyde just smells the green in my pocket. So anyway, we'll get these guys tacked up and head up the mountain. We got about 2,600 feet to climb and 2,600 feet to come back down, so yeah, are you ready? You antsy? Ready to go, he says. Ready to go pack some meat. Today, I'm riding Clyde. He's my 8-year-old quarter-horse mule who's become really reliable over the last 4 years we've owned him. Get your bridging all set back. Wait. Clyde, you feel tall today. Jason is on Reata, his 9-year-old quarter-horse mule. Reata had a bad experience packing elk meat before we got her, so we're hoping to give her a positive experience today. We'll be packing Josey, our 3-year-old Appaloosa mule. She's still small, so she won't be carrying much weight. And then there's Rooster, our 3.5-year-old wild Mustang we adopted about 7 months ago. When we brought him home, he was completely untouchable. Being able to use him to pack this fall has been a big goal, and it's incredible to see how far he's come. But neither Josey nor Rooster have packed meat before, so if things get too stressful, we'll just swap the loads around. Clyde can pack what's left of the meat, and I'll lead them home on foot. Good job. You did it. With everyone packed and loaded, it was time to start making our way up the mountain.
As the days cooled down, firewood piled high under tarps tied down, heavy stones in the ground. As the days cooled down, children gather sticks for it to build out in the thick as the days cool down.
The scenery changes with the elevation, and the sage is replaced with aspen groves and high mountain meadows. We're getting close now. We have to cross a small boggy spring, and everyone except for Josey crosses just fine. She doesn't have much experience crossing water, so we take it slow. I add pressure when she isn't thinking about it, and take it off as soon as she attempts to try. Clyde, Rooster, and I go ahead and cross, hoping that will make it easier for Josey. It takes her a few minutes to decide it's alright to go through. We're almost there, and we always have a little anxiety that something has gotten to the meat. A wolf, coyote, or bear. We enjoy hunting and being out in the mountains, but the food we gain from this is the real trophy, and we would be sick if anything got into our elk quarters.
Whew. Well, we made it, and the meat is still good, hanging right where we left it last night. That was quite a ride getting up here with these guys. It's about 7.5 miles so far, and then load up and 7.5 miles back, so it'll be a long 15-mile day for these guys. That's long for what we usually do. So anyway, we're gonna give them just a little bit of a break here, get them loaded, and head back down to the truck with our bull. This is our first true mission with Alyssa's Mustang Rooster. She got him 7 months ago from the BLM, adopted him, trained him herself. He was untouched before that, and we are so proud of how far he's come. Alyssa's worked really hard with him, and he's a really special horse, and it's pretty cool to have him up here. Hopefully packing out meat for the first time. We'll see how he does with it. If he's too scared, then Clyde will pack it, but pretty special to have him up here just 7 months after he was wild, so, or untouched at least. We also got Josey, the speckled one in the back there. She is, when did we get Jose?
Like a year and a half ago?
We got Josey about 1.5 years ago. She just is, how old? 3 years old. And so this is the first year that she could pack weight. So she's a little behind as far as maturing physically. So she'll carry a pretty light load, but fun to have her up here too. It's pretty awesome. Our crew is getting to where they can do some pretty cool stuff like this, and it feels good. We've been working towards this, and Lord willing, we'll get out of here safe and pack out our first elk with them. It's pretty special. So we're going to get loaded up, get down the hill, and call it an awesome day.
Everyone's tied up, taking a break. I figured I'd take Rooster downwind of these meat sacks and just let him kind of take in the smell and look at them and figure out that it's not going to hurt him, even though it's a weird smell. That's probably kind of alarming to most horses, but yeah, he's doing good. Hopefully we can pack something. The first step is I'm going to let Rooster sniff these quarters now that they're taken down from hanging in the tree. It's a little approach and retreat. I let him smell it and then take it away and let him think. We're going to do our best to black and white these meat bags while they aren't in the panniers, so for those of you who don't care for this kind of thing, this should be a little easier for you to watch. That's bad. I don't know about that. I'm going to repeat this process until he's feeling pretty comfortable with the meat sacks. While Jason was working on cutting the antlers off of the skull, I went ahead and set these meat sacks up on Rooster's back but didn't put them in the panniers yet, which led us to the next step. On top of all of our stock being pretty green when it comes to packing, we are also pretty green when it comes to packing. But my number one takeaway is always keep a sharp knife at your side and readily available. You never know when something's going to go wrong, and it helps if you can cut through ropes quickly to free your equine and save the wreck from getting worse.
Good boy. You're good. You're all right.
You're all right. Oh, you're fine. Hey. Oh.
You're all right. Good boy. Good job, bud. Good boy.
Here's the part that gets sketchy. When you're packing young or green stock with weight. I've double-checked Rooster's cinch, but he has weight hanging off of one side, and as he moves around, his saddle is more likely to start rolling. So we need to do our best to get him to stand and get that other side loaded. It's important that you keep yourself as calm as possible and try to do things as smoothly as you can. We've done a ton of prep work for this moment, but he's never packed meat, he's in a totally new environment, and overall this is a lot of things to take in and think about. As I'm tying this load on, I'm also doing my best to help him support the weight so that his saddle doesn't roll. You can see in his eyes now that he's starting to blink a little bit more and come down from that stress that he just experienced. He's a really mindful horse, and he sure seems to come down off of stress pretty quickly. I've been really impressed with him. Get the other side ready, and I'm going to do the same thing with this side. Just let him check it out first before I put it on his back. These are the hindquarters of the elk, and each one weighs about 55 pounds. He's a little unsure, so we just go ahead and let him sniff it a few more times before I try to load it.
You want me to... Good boy, you're all right. You're okay. You're okay, bud. You're all right. Good boy. Good. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Good job, Rooster. Good job.
He does so well.
Good
I know
boy.
I've put a ton of work into him, and I've done a lot of things with him and hauled him out.
Good boy.
But he is also a really special horse. He's only 3.5, and he has learned so many things over the last 7 months. Every new experience like this is just going to make him more and more solid as the years go on. What's even more important in my mind is that overall he has a good experience.
Good job, dude. Good job.
Once I finish tying on this load, I'm going to take him from Jason and go walk him around and make sure he's okay with it while he's moving before I try to pony him off of Clyde. Can I also mention how good Clyde's doing in the background? When we first got him, he would not be standing like that.
Good job, Rooster.
So far, I feel like that was the hardest part. Now it's on. I didn't grow up in a hunting family. My parents bought me a horse when I was 9 after begging them for years. But we didn't live on a ranch. Far from it. But the yearning to live off the land, harvest my own meat, pack horses in the mountains, and live this lifestyle that we are now living was what fueled me to spend my adult life pursuing it. I've always wanted to adopt a Mustang, and this year we made that happen. I've always wanted to pack an elk out with my horses and mules, and we're living that dream for both Jason and I in this moment. And what's even more surreal is that my wild Mustang is packing that elk. Just a couple years ago, I had never even used a pack saddle. All of this to say, you're never too old to learn, and nothing is out of reach if you want it bad enough. All you have to do is put in the work to make it a reality.
Is that good?
Knock break. With Rooster loaded, it's Josey's turn. Josey's going to be packing both front shoulders, which are much smaller than the hindquarters, and she's also going to be packing the antlers. I'm going to start with just setting these up here after I let her sniff them. Make sure she's okay with them on her back. I'm going to tie a stick in between the antlers. That way the stick can rest on Josey's back and there's less of a chance that she'll get poked by one of the tines. I grab down a shoulder and I'm going to take this over to Josey and let her check it out before I try to put it on her back. Josey does well with sniffing it. In the past, when we've got deer or elk, I've always let them sniff the different meat sacks and hides, things like that. So in the last year and a half with us, she's seen this multiple times. Next, I set it up on her back so she can feel the weight of it and see it back there. I'm going to grab the other shoulder and get ready to start loading her. We repeat the process on that side, and after I feel like she's okay with it, I go ahead and put it on her back. You can hear a squirrel up in the woods, and Josey was pretty distracted with the noise it was making. She was so tuned into the squirrel that she wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I didn't notice how tuned out she was, and that's where I made a mistake. I went to get the other side loaded, and at some point she snapped back and realized that there was something on her back, and it totally spooked her.
You all right, buddy?
This is where it's important to stay calm and just take a moment to let everything settle. Rooster did good not getting too worked up when Josey bolted, and Josey did a great job of calming down quickly. I go ahead and let her sniff it again. She's pretty tight, so I'm going to go ahead and untie her. I don't want her to get tangled around this tree. You. Let's do it in here. Okay? You see
So our buddy Reata is very afraid of meat and dead things. She had a bad experience packing elk before we owned her. She has had a good experience with Clyde packing whitetail though with us. And so I'm just hoping I'll be leading Josey. Josey has the antlers and 2 front quarters on, and I'm hoping she doesn't feel like she's being chased by a scary monster when I'm leading her down the hill. So we'll see how this goes. Alyssa's familiarizing Josey and Reata right now, even though I just led Josey all the way up the hill with Reata.
I put a little grain in my pocket this morning for this very moment. My hands smell like elk, and I'm trying to get Reata to take the grain out of my hand, even though they smell so scary to her. Last time Reata was forced to pack elk meat, they tied her to a tree, hobbled her, eared her down, and stuffed the meat on her back. So it's no wonder she's pretty freaked out. We hope that one day Reata will be confident enough to pack meat herself, but for now we try to give her good experiences while others are packing. It's almost like Reata has PTSD when she smells meat. It sounds like it was a pretty terrible and painful experience for her with her old owners, so she gets really touchy when she is around this situation. We just be kind to her, give her time to process, and usually she starts to calm down. I held Josey and Rooster while Jason grabbed Reata and then handed Josey to him. Thankfully, Reata didn't seem to care that Josey was packing meat. I was then able to untie Clyde and get on Clyde with Rooster, and we got the crew moving. We're making her back. We've started anyway. So about 7.25 miles left, maybe a little more. And we'll be back to the truck. Hopefully make it there in the daylight. We'll see. Might be cutting her close. It's a long day. But these guys are, so far, knock on wood, doing really good. Kind of leveled out now, so hopefully we can just clip-clop our way on back. Nice steady pace. Making her. How far do you think we got? 5 miles? 5 miles? 5.5 maybe? 5.5 miles left, so we're making it. Everyone's packs are riding good. Josey slipped forward a little bit on that steep downhill, but looks like it's doing a little better. Her britchen's a little too big. We just need to get her a little better set up, but other than that, everything's going pretty good. Somehow my britchen on Clyde's saddle got caught on Rooster's breast collar clip, and they were attached for probably a minute. Clyde started getting weird, and anyway, that was exciting for a second. I got it undone, but yeah. Other than that, things are going okay so far.
As the days cool down, firewood piled high under tarps tied down, heavy stones in the ground. As the days cool down, and in the yard the leaves play around the tables I have made, and the children gather sticks for to build out in the thick as the days cool down.
Things were going well until we were about 1.5 miles from the truck. Josey spooked at a rock and pulled away from Jason. She got scared and gave a few bucks before running over to Clyde, Rooster, and I. I stepped off and caught her. Thankfully, her load stayed straight and she ran back to us instead of running off. While trips like this aren't a big deal for some folks, it can be a daunting task when you and your equines haven't done it before. All you can do is try to prep for it and make the best decisions you can in the moment. Stay calm when things aren't going quite right, and above all, be present and soak in the experience. Life is short, and while new things can be intimidating at times, everyone starts somewhere. And at the end of it all, we'd rather have the memories to reflect on than the what-ifs. So go out and live that life you've been dreaming of. The only thing standing in your way is you.